Всем привет, с вами Элизабет, и мы с вами продолжаем прохождение игры Шерлок Холмс, часть первая.
A free ride for every hotel visitor. Just tell me where to go.
Is everything all right? If you don't feel up to it, I won't tell anyone.
It's just a goodbye, John. It won't be difficult. I've already come to terms with my mother's passing.
So you really don't remember?
To what do you refer?
The funeral. Sherlock, you were distraught. At first, I thought this visit would dredge up those feelings, but you've been remarkably level.
John, I think I was too young to understand. I couldn't fathom why she would leave me.
Perhaps that pain is best left forgotten.
On the contrary, it's why I'm visiting her grave. To remember her.
Переходим в дневник и посмотрим на улики. Нам предстоит восстановить воспоминания.
Mycroft was adamant that we leave for London immediately after the funeral. He never told me why, but I saw how unsettled he was by the long requiem. The service was sparsely attended. Though my parents were buried separately, the pastor said they're united in heaven. I didn't believe him even then. I wanted to see her one last time before the coffin was interred and say how I loved her. The chance never came. I feel rather faint.
You're fine, you're fine. It's over now. You remembered everything. It will get easier soon.
A pocket watch? It seems familiar, John. Why is it here?
Осмотрим могилу Вайлет.
Rest in peace, Violet Holmes. Goodbye, Mother. This watch was a gift. My mother's initials are engraved on it. The piece is in good condition. It must have been placed here only recently. A candle in a small puddle of wax. It cannot have been lit for more than half an hour.
Is this really how you want to spend this time?
This is my mother's pocket watch, John. Who put it here and why? Are you not in the slightest bit interested?
Закрепляем улику. Осматриваемся.
A man in fashionable shoes stood near the tomb. The size of the prints suggests he is approximately 5.5 feet tall.
You were about to tell me the make and model of tyre, but let me assure you, I do not care.
Well, it was going to be very impressive. Come on then, the trail continues ahead.
He mustn't be far away to leave it unattended.
A portable easel was kept there. The Hospitaller crypts. If memory serves, they're located at the far end of the cemetery around an old tree. I hope that inspiration strikes upon visiting these beautiful vaults. At the very least, you'll enjoy the view. Yours, Mercurio. It's stained with oil paint.
An artist working in a cemetery? Do you think he'd paint my portrait?
Идем к криптам с фотографией.
Oh, it's that ridiculous artist from the hotel.
Be nice, Sherry. Make friends.
Mr. Holmes, did you come for another portrait? No, I jest. You gave quite the performance last night. The hotel was abuzz with your name. I must say I was rather absorbed in it all. The fallibility of men. Such scandal.
It was a welcome distraction.
Oh, my manners. I am Werner Vogel, art enthusiast and gallery proprietor.
Mr. Vogel, I was perhaps too curt when last we spoke.
Speak no more of it. Travel takes it out of any man, never mind when this is your destination. Once I learned who you were, the pieces fell into place. Your mother was well liked on Cordona in her time here. I was sorry to hear of her passing.
How did you come to possess my mother's pocket watch?
Oh my! It is quite something to witness those powers of deduction firsthand. Yes, I left you her timepiece. After her death, there was an estate sale. All of Cordona's elite picking of her remains. I couldn't let such a lovely thing go to those vultures. When I learned your name, I could no longer keep the watch in good conscience. It is yours by right, and I knew you'd find it here.
Thank you. I'd forgotten all about it, but the moment I saw it, I knew it was hers. Amazing what the young mind forgets and the older can recall. Rather odd, loitering in a cemetery.
I suspect you'll win, but I'm here for my art. There's beauty everywhere if you look, even in decay. A little darkness brings out the light. Now, a diligent observer might note that you too are loitering in a cemetery. What brings you here? Closure answers penance?
Closure, I suppose.
And what is closure? Mere proximity?
Understanding. Acceptance.
You didn't understand from afar. You had to come here to accept the truth of her death?
Of course I understand. She died of consumption, drowning in her own blood.
Your mother?
Yes, my mother.
I must have been misinformed. I'd heard otherwise.
Otherwise than consumption?
No, you'd know better than I. I'd heard talk of a police investigation, but Cordona is a notorious gossip. And what does it matter? She's passed on either way.
She has.
Well, I shall intrude no longer. I'll leave you to your closure. Do stop by the gallery if your travels permit. Farewell.
Are you all right, Sherry? Take as long as you need.
Посмотрим на улики.
Whatever I need, it isn't here. We should explore Cordona. Perhaps there are archives that may shed further light.
И сейчас мы отправляемся в полицейский участок. С этого момента мы свободно можем передвигаться по всей Кордоне. В будущем какие-то передвижения я буду вырезать, которые не нужны, которые будут повторяться, чтобы не мешать основному сюжету. И буду использовать точки быстрого перемещения.
Extra! Extra! Murder on the loose! A reward offered for any information. The cheapest news on the island. Thank you.
Stark do this, Stark do that. I'm not a clerk, damn it. How am I supposed to get those records now? Yes? What is it? Would you like to report a crime?
No, I wouldn't. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I want to use the police archives.
Wouldn't we all?
I'm serious.
So am I. Officer Logan locked himself inside and he's not letting anyone in.
What happened exactly?
A tailoress from Scaladio's been robbed. Logan spent 2 whole days at the shop sketching the thief and she still insists that it's all wrong. That shrew drove him up the wall, she did.
Would you mind if I talk to this tailoress? I could get you the sketch in no time.
Get off your high horse, mister. You think you're better than our sketch artist?
Actually, I'm quite certain I am. Let me prove it.
Well, I see no harm in it, as long as it gets Logan out of there. In fact, I need to look up some records too. Here's the address. Good luck.
В итоге нам дают задание поговорить с миссис Нини. Ее ателье находится на перекрестке Найтс Роуд и Тринити Вей.
I'm pleased to meet you, ma'am. My name is Sherlock Holmes. I'm here to sketch the thief for the police investigation.
Oh, another one. I hope you'll be more patient than the previous sketches, signore.
I suggest we do it differently. You have a great many clothes here, haven't you?
Why, of course, but they're not for sale. I only do tailoring and mending.
No matter. I'll attempt to disguise myself as the thief, and you'll tell me if I get it right.
As you wish, Signor Holmes.
Can you describe the thief for me?
He was all ugly and beat-up looking, an utter rascal if ever I'd seen one. He gave me a nasty look from behind his glasses and then made himself scarce.
And that's it? Could you be more specific?
He was a total villain, I told you. How much more specific do you want me to be?
All right, never mind. Where can I find the clothes?
They're in my workshop at the back. Be careful, won't you?
Нам предстоит переодеться, поэтому идем за костюмами.
Look at this old chap putting on airs like some Italian doge. Why don't you disguise yourself as him instead?
We have a job to do, John.
Oh, come on, at least do him first.
Джон снова предлагает нам спор, И нам сейчас сначала нужно будет одеться так, как мужчина на портрете. Нам нужен белый костюм, цилиндр, бакенбарды и морщины. Теперь можем идти к миссис Нини.
Uncle Giovanni? Oh, signore, you look exactly like my uncle. He's the grandson of the Doge of Venice, you know. I knew you reminded me of someone. You are as alike as two peas. Perhaps you have some royal blood in you too.
That is flattering, I suppose, but I sincerely doubt it, Mum.
Told you he's a doge. Now that's a deduction.
He's not an actual doge.
If you say so, my lord, the doge.
Теперь нам предстоит подобрать образ вора. Нам сказано, что он был одет как жулик, у него были синяки и он был в очках. Поэтому переодеваемся именно в такой образ. Идем к миссис Нини.
Your face is too innocent now.
What do you mean, too innocent?
There was something evil about his face. Like a moustache. Yes, the kind that all villains twirl as they plot their evil plans.
I'd say that not all villains wear moustaches, but I get your point, Mum.
Добавляем усы, как и нам и сказала миссис Нини, и вернемся сразу к ней.
He was wearing a hat. Didn't I tell you about the hat? It didn't go well with his suit. That man had no dress sense at all.
Well, what did it look like?
Oh, just a regular hat, you know, black.
Надеваем котелок и идем к миссис Нини.
Ah, it's you. I mean, it's him. It's him.
Excellent. Now I can make a sketch and take it to the police.
Yes, sir. Please do. That rascal is still on the loose. I hope they are better at catching than sketching.
Before I go, Mum, are you quite certain that you don't have any clothes to sell?
Well, I suppose you can take the police uniform. An officer forgot it here years ago, and I don't have any use for it. If you want to buy clothes, visit the outfitters. You can find them all over Codorna. I hear they even do free rentals now. Let me show you where the nearest one is.
Thank you very much.
Теперь мы можем вернуться в участок.
Nice to see you.
Hello again, officer. I've spoken to the tailoress and made a sketch of the thief. It was child's play.
No, really? And she didn't give you any trouble?
No trouble at all. She was quite tolerable.
Huh. Who would have thought? Hey, Logan, we've got the sketch. Come on out.
Can I use the archives now?
Well, they're generally not accessible to the public, but you really helped us out, so I'll just turn a blind eye.
I appreciate it, officer.
What did you say your name was? Holmes? Come and see me after you're done. I may have a proposition for you, Mr. Holmes.
Наконец-то мы можем воспользоваться архивом. Как, в принципе, нам работать с архивами сейчас и в будущем. Всего есть 3 архива. В полиции, в редакции и в ратуше. И в каждом архиве есть свои пункты, которые делятся еще на несколько подпунктов. В данном случае, что мы выбираем? Преступление, преступление против личности. Субъекты, жертвы. Улики, документы. В архиве я нашел лишь пустую папку с надписью «Дело Вайолет Холмс», 9 апреля 1969 года. Тонвуд, Гранд-Сарай. Внутри ничего нет. Похоже, расследование было, но все документы пропали.
John, I just recalled that we were living here on Cordona in a manor. And there was a policeman.
Really? What else do you remember? What happened to our mother?
The memory was vague, a mere flash. I have to find our house.
Absolutely. Let's do it.
Можем покинуть архив.
I'm done with the archives for now. Can I help you with anything else?
As a matter of fact, you can. The thing is, our chief inspector has vanished, as if we weren't undermanned enough as it is.
Wait, what do you mean, vanished?
Gone missing on a case. Shady business, but that's besides the point. See that board? Pending cases are posted there for any available officers to investigate. I would take them myself, except that I've been told to work the reception desk, like some clerk. Yes, we're that short-handed.
I understand your predicament, but what does any of it have to do with me? I may be available, but I'm certainly not an officer.
Oh, don't worry about it. Consider yourself a temporary one-man independent police force. That's a bit of a mouthful. There's just one small, minor basic formality. You'll need to complete our physical training course. Easy.
Well, I'm not one to balk at a spot of exercise. What must I do?
That's the spirit. Sergeant Ermy will show you the ropes. Follow me.
So, you're a newcomer. We must be desperate to ask untrained civilians for help.
You're lucky to have a well-trained civilian with a brand new auto pistol in his arsenal.
An automatic. A bit of a braggart, aren't you?
Are you trying to test me already?
That is why you're here, boy. I need to verify your skills before I can allow you to catch criminals. The first targets are in the next room. You know what to do with them. I'll join you in a while to see the results.
Нам предстоит пройти тренировку, выполняя разные задания.
Concentrate, Sherry. You need to hit every target to show the sergeant how we do it.
Hooray!
Proceed to the next room. Meanwhile, I'll fill out the paperwork.
Come on, Sherry. It's just like in childhood. Steady, Sherry. Steady. And go. My favourite mannequins for attack. Let's strike them ninja style. Aim for where you might take advantage and don't forget the environment.
like this all day.
Please don't, Sherry. We don't have that much time. Let's move. Our enemies might be stronger than us, but we rely on our wits. Shoot off their armour. Uh-oh, Sherry. Not a nice shot. You could have killed the fella if he was alive.
Hooray!
All right, let's move on, Sherry. If you stand here and use your snuff box on them, you can definitely overcome them, Sherry. It's all calculated. Look at that helmet of his. You won't be able to get the powder past it.
Helpful advice, John. I would never have guessed.
Good job, new boy. Well, I'm almost finished with the paperwork. Well, I must say your results aren't as bad as I feared. Perhaps you're not completely hopeless, but true combat is quite different from shooting stationary targets.
I'll handle it just as easily.
Well, that's what we're going to find out. Now, we'll test you against our men. Your task is to detain them, not to kill them. So don't go shooting anyone in the eye. That goes for in the field as well. Even though you'll be working with the police department, that doesn't mean you have a license to kill. Here, take these. They are blank rounds. So, are you ready?
Always ready.
Then let's get cracking.
Worried?
Not at all. I can hit them all with one shot.
Good luck, Sherry, and remember, the surroundings are your playground.
I'm coming.
Too simple. Don't bother moving. You've lost.
The snuff's ready. You can overcome the brute now.
Ow! Take a rest.
Give him the pepper snuff.
That's enough. You've proved yourself. Congratulations on the arrests. I can't believe you did so well with the close combat.
I did tell you that I'm well trained.
Well, do the same on the street, and you'll be well rewarded for every arrest you make. Here is your certificate. You are now an authorized crime scene consultant. Well, it's now your duty to make this city a safer place. Cordona won't ever forget it, but at the same time, it will never remember. I'll tell Stark all the necessary details about your successful certification. Congratulations.
Now you're a certified crime scene consultant. Congratulations.
Thank you, my friend. Now, shall we head for Stonewood Manor?
Don't know. You have the whole island to investigate. It's all up to you.
Посмотрим дневник. Нам нужно будет сейчас найти наш дом. Он находится в этой части. Путь до него я пропущу и сразу окажемся возле дома.
Hey, Sherry. There's post here.
Шерлок, надеюсь, это письмо тебя не застанет, поскольку иное будет значить, что ты следуешь своей нелепой затее. Оставь прошлое в прошлом. Тратить на него время и силы в лучшем случае ребячество, а в худшем признак патологической слабости. Смерть от туберкулеза страшна. Что бы ты ни говорил, тебе не следовало это видеть. Полагаю, ты уже исполнил свой каприз и навестил последний приют нашей матери. Поскорее возвращайся в Лондон. Забудь о прошлом и займись тем, что случится в будущем. Ты нужен своей стране.
After reading that, I am even less eager to return home than before. Let's investigate our manor.
That's the Mycroft I know. Predictable.
There she is. Our old manor. It's smaller than I remember.
You were a couple of feet shorter back then, Sherry. Or maybe it's bigger on the inside.
Look at the ash all over the door. I don't recall hearing of a fire.
We don't have to stay here. You can afford another night or two at the hotel.
It's stuck.
Oh well, let's just head back. They probably haven't even stripped our room yet.
Come on. Must be locked.
Move aside. Let me have a go. Seems fine to me, Sherry. This barrier, perhaps it's mental, not physical.
Or perhaps the rest of us are simply constrained by reality, John. I wonder if there's a key secreted somewhere in the garden.
Take a look around, Sherlock. I'm sure you'll discover something.
В дом нам пока не попасть, поэтому осмотрим сад.
I did not expect these to still be here. It was enjoyable to practice using real handcuffs to make an arrest. An irreplaceable tool for catching a thief. And this must be the reason our suspect was apprehended. Wood and glass, oh, very precious.
Hey, that's Wooden Joe. He was always the best at playing criminals.
Funny. Wooden Joe reminds me of the trouble we once got in with the police. Do you remember, John?
Somewhat. Maybe we can recall more details.
Восстанавливаем воспоминания.
The policeman brought us both home, John. That's why he was here.
I'm pretty sure he brought something else with him too. Do you remember what it was? I bet it was our reward.
No, we were not so lucky. It was a set of lockpicks that we had used to sneak into someone's house. That's why we were arrested.
Did someone come out to investigate all the commotion?
It was Mycroft. He smoothed things over and convinced the policeman not to press charges. The officer left and never returned. But we had to endure a serious talking to from my brother. Mycroft wasn't happy about the fact that we were arrested. It felt like he lectured us for hours.
Did we give him something afterwards, Sherry?
Oh, yes. Yes, now I remember. It was a letter. That's why we snuck into the house. Mycroft asked us to. He wasn't angry we stole, but that we got caught.
Oh, that's right. It must have been only a couple of months after we moved to Cordona. Ugh, the good old days. Whoa.
How very odd. It appears that memory stood between me and the manor. It's as if my mind palace had seeped into the real world. This deserves further investigation. Perhaps there's more to discover inside.
As long as there is a comfortable place to put my feet up, I'll be happy. Maybe a chaise longue.
Aha! In we go.
Мы наконец попали в наш дом, особняк Холмсов, и сейчас мы его осмотрим.
Home sweet home, Sherry.
Mycroft's umbrella, the only outgoing thing in his wardrobe. Hey, this is the luggage we brought from London, isn't it?
По нашим сведениям, аукцион состоится 20 июля в особняке Стоунвуд. На аукционе будет выставлено имущество семьи Холмс.
And I was wondering why it's so empty in here.
There may be a small chance that some of our property could be found among local traders' wares. It is worth a look, wouldn't you say?
С этих пор нам доступна возможность восстановить наш особняк. Для этого нам нужно будет покупать мебель у торговцев в Кордоне. Это как раз и есть дополнительное дело, которое я буду проходить вместе с основным сюжетом. Потому что оно будет дополняться каждый раз, когда мы пройдем каждое дело в основном сюжете. Трагедия в особняке Стоунвуд. Миссис Вайолет Холмс, вдова Сигера Морланда Холмса, неожиданно скончалась у себя дома вчера, 9 апреля 1869 года. Останутся ли двое ее сыновей 20 и 10 лет жить в особняке, пока неизвестно. Миссис Холмс приобрела дом всего год назад. Несмотря на болезненное состояние, вследствие туберкулеза, миссис Холмс быстро влилась в кордонское общество. В своем благородном деле она проявляла не только проницательность, присущую одаренной женщине, но и силу, не уступающую мужской, совестливость святой и остроумие сатирика. К ней, как знатоку древности, обращались в стремлении установить подлинность предметов искусства. Полиция осмотрела место происшествия, но от комментариев отказалась. Причина смерти миссис Холмс остается неизвестной.
Something did happen that day, but no one can tell us the details. How can that be?
Agreed. It's rather suspicious.
I remember how angry Mycroft was about these marks. He called it a frivolous, childish endeavor. I think our family portrait used to hang here.
Перейдем к чертоге разума. Здесь у нас уже появились некоторые улики. Но пока мы их трогать не будем.
Home sweet home, Sherry.
Сейчас мы отправимся в доступный нам магазин и купим доступные вещи. Заодно зайдем и купим сразу одежду, которая нам понадобится и для основного сюжета, а также в будущем для побочных расследований.
Simply the best garments on the island. The finest clothes for the finest citizens. A perfect choice.
You'll never find such magnificent paintings anywhere. Tired of your garden view? Visit my goods will brighten up your house. Enjoy your purchase.
The garden's much prettier, don't you think? I bet the memories are all flooding back now.
Ah, the best place for reading.
Как мы можем заметить, все вещи, которые мы купили, они уже находятся на своих местах.
My mother liked the story of David and Goliath. She said it doesn't matter how small you are, you can always overcome any obstacle.
Сейчас мы осмотрим, где эти вещи находятся и что нам стало доступно. Нам предлагают восстановить воспоминания.
Ah, yes. We were sword fighting in this very spot.
And that time I was the winner.
So, as your victory prize, you asked me to fulfill a wish. I remember we did something the very next night, John, but what was it? We brought a cage with us. You insisted it must be made of iron.
That's because we were preparing to hunt fairies in our garden. Everyone knows iron is the only thing that can hold them.
And I was distinctly uncomfortable.
It was a disguise, of course. Fairies are easy to scare off, unless you're incognito.
And every trap needs bait. We brought honey and a glass of warm milk.
After 2 hours lying in wait, we noticed movement in the bushes. The fairies appeared at last.
No, it was just Isolde the pig. She was lured by the smell of honey and milk, and ate every last drop. Isolde belonged to Mr. Sim in Miner's End and escaped regularly. At least twice a month we would see him searching for her all over the island.
В один знаменательный день я победил Шерри в фехтовальной дуэли. Это был мой звездный час. В награду я потребовал, чтобы он участвовал в охоте на фей. Шерлок делал вид, что в них не верит, так что не особенно старался. Но я точно знал, как добиться успеха. Мы замаскировались, нашли железную клетку подходящего размера и разложили приманку, теплое молоко и мед. Мы 2 часа просидели в засаде, и тут в кустах кто-то зашуршал. Феи наконец явились. Мой план сработал. По крайней мере, я так думал. Увы, это была всего лишь свинья Изольда, которую привлек запах меда и молока. Она в один присест сожрала приманку и была такова. Изольда постоянно убегала от своего владельца, мистера Сима из шахтерского предела. По меньшей мере 2 раза в месяц он ходил ее искать. И всякий раз она оказывалась в самых невероятных местах. Так что, возможно, в ней все-таки было что-то волшебное. Вернемся теперь в особняк.
One of the first things I saw when entering this house as a child. It's like déjà vu.
Another memory incoming, Sherry.
Strange. I struggle to recall anything about the day we moved in. The only detail I'm sure of is that it was raining early that morning.
Восстанавливаем воспоминания.
Our mother brought a slew of belongings with her. She refused to leave a single thing. There was always a hat on our stand, but I'm sure it did not belong to Mycroft. This trip was a challenge for our mother. I tried to help her.
Do you feel it? Is it the air shimmering, or is it my imagination?
Your neighbors will be told that Mrs. Holmes is suffering from tuberculosis. It is common to move closer to the sea in such cases.
Thank you, Dr. Richter. No, Sherlock, step away from her. Upstairs, go to your room.
Lean on me, Mother. Take your time.
Actually, I never heard her coughing. I remember now.
Мы прибыли на Кордону ранним дождливым утром. Матушка Шерри была так слаба, что с трудом держалась на ногах, и он пытался ее поддержать. Когда Майкрофт, занятый багажом, увидел, как Шерлок пытается помочь матери, он отправил его наверх в нашу комнату. Последним прибыл доктор Отто Рихтер. Он сказал, что для всех соседей Вайлет больна туберкулезом. В тот момент Шерри осознал, что никогда не слышал, чтобы она кашляла.
Oh, I feel dizzy. It's stuffy in here, isn't it?
John, are you all right?
I'll be okay in a minute. How about we find our room in the meantime?
На этом мы на сегодня остановимся. Всем удачи, всем пока и увидимся в следующей серии.